What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, a few days ago, as I reported, AJ went and lost his head. Eddie Hearn, 24 hours before AJ publicly lost his head and bugged out. He said, yeah, we've sent an offer to Dillian Whyte. AJ want this fight. AJ hungry for this fight. He eager beaver. He want that Dillian Whyte fight anyway. Within the next 24 hours, after Eddie saying that, AJ come out and say, I don't know anything about a Dillian Whyte fight. Everyone stayed talking about my hairline. Yeah, just because Andy Ruiz pushed it back. Like, he went on a mad one and started bugging. Anyway, obviously, Dillian Whyte took this personally and said, how about you stop being a bitch and let's make the fight, you effing weird guy. Always talking ish, tweeting stuff, then deleting. Be a man, you little bitch. Anthony lost his head. Joshua. Now, Dillian Whyte also put this out there, quick time. A little bit woof.
Let's fucking have it. Let's have it, you cunt.
So you can see it there. At Anthony lost you.
Cunt.
Wow, stop it. At Anthony lost you. Sorry, Anthony lost his head. Joshua. Let's have it. And then obviously you woofing. But listen, Dillian, man. I like the energy, but there's too many. I give everyone a chance. You know what I'm saying? Everyone gets one chance with me. To be fair, AJ had a few chances, but in the main, you get one chance. Dillian, man, that Fury fight was shocking. Do you know what I'm saying? There was no let's have it. There was no UCUNT. Yeah? There was no effort. It was corny. Yeah? Like I said the other day. Tyson Fury hit you on... Let's take a step back here. Let's not talk about let's have it. Let's not talk about UCUNT. Let's talk about how Tyson Fury, who you said had no power, who Chisora showed has no power, yeah? Listen, Deontay Wilder, he a basketball player, as you have also said, so forget about that as well. Tyson Fury with no power and no legs hit you with one punch, more or less in the whole fight, and it not only sent you to Mars and made you spark out, it also twisted your ankle. Just, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about that. Yeah? Let's not talk about let's have it. Let's talk about how your ankle got twisted up. When Fury popped you on the end of your chops. Oh, YB, you've never been in the ring. Listen, what you best believe is, just don't be talking. Just be quiet. Say, listen, man, Fury's a good boxer. He's strong. He got a good punch. He got a good one punch. He's got such a good punch that if he hit me once, he probably can twist my ankle. These are the things you can be saying. Yeah? Or say nothing. But over the years, Dillian, I had people put money on it. Dillian gonna do this. Dillian great odds 6-1. Dillian looked like a 12-1 fighter, and honestly, it was pitiful to watch. Shocking. After all that talk, now people say YB, but you know Fury's difficult to box, man. Chisora did a better job. No joke, seriously. Chisora did a better job in that third fight than Dillian Whyte did. That's a fact. He did a better job. He lasted longer for a start. Never got chin, spark out. And that's been the case for all three fights. And, like, Chisora was trying to kind of find a way in. Dillian was, I don't know what Dillian was doing. He came out southpaw, I think, and, you know what I mean? The minute he started coming forward, he got chinned. Do you know what I'm saying? Chisora, to be fair to him, was wading forward all night. Yeah, he was getting touched all over. Yeah, Tyson Fury gave him the Jimmy Savile, but come on now. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, back to the AJ thing. Listen, Dillian Whyte's obviously right. One sec, let's get this back up again. In before. This lagging thing, man. Where's that gone? But yeah, obviously, Dillian is correct on this part here. AJ is weird. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's been doing this as well. Yeah, listen, regardless of whether Dillian Whyte got hit with one punch and twisted his ankle, he's right with AJ. And to be honest, he's probably been right as well. Dillian Whyte back in 2015 said AJ was fake. Now, in all fairness to AJ, there was nothing fake about the way he left your arm bent over the rope. That was quite real. If you follow my drift. Yeah, so AJ was fake until he had your arm slumped over the rope kind of thing, one of them ones. So it was a bit of an iffy one. But in all seriousness, AJ's a weird guy. He's not consistent. I don't know what's happened. Has he ever been consistent? No. I think the most road we saw AJ was the Dillian Whyte fight. He had the eye of the tiger. He wanted that one. Never really, even in the Vlad fight, I didn't see that. I didn't see that bravado. If you watch the Vlad fight back, AJ came out to box for the first 4 rounds. In the 5th round, he came out how he should have probably started. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself, if you look at Mike Tyson, yeah, Mike Tyson, you can say, well, whatever you want to call it, belief or otherwise, whatever you call it, Mike Tyson, he'd come out from the gun. He must have believed something. Now, after about 4 or 5 rounds, if he couldn't get you out of there, he's in trouble. But he had that initial belief, he'd have a go. So the fact that AJ had a go against Dillian Whyte, but then against Vlad, he was trying to box again, that should have told us all we need to know. This guy not solid. Because really, everyone you fight should look like food. When you're 6'6" and buff, like AJ, and been training for 10, 15 years, if your competition don't look like food, like I said, sit down and retire somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Especially when AJ was developed as that kind of fighter. Your hands have got to be going. But YB, his hands went against Ruiz. Nah, they didn't. AJ didn't come out. Watch that fight back. AJ came out. He's trying to box and he's trying to be corny. He's trying to be slick. He's never been slick. Let's be real here. AJ has never been slick. His whole shtick should have been hands up. Pop, pop, bang. Keep it simple, man. Pop, pop, bang. Yeah? Super simple. Super tight. Pop, pop, bang. All this other stuff, I'm coming out, split guard, I'm going to rock and roll. No, you're not. As we found out, he got popped. AJ was fighting Ruiz, trying to rock and roll on the... Come on now. With his low guard, a stiff... Come on. So, nothing you look at's really consistent with the guy. And this just backs that up. And this confirms my diagnosis that AJ is suffering from loss euhedua. Yeah? Sorry, lost your headitis. He's suffering from lost his headitis. It's gone. 100%. Never be found again. Yeah? You can go to the best neurosurgeon, the best psychologist, the best psychiatrist. When you lose your head, it don't come back. You just don't. You lost it. It's one of them ones. Never put it back on again. Give me an example of someone who lost their head and put it back on. I'd love to hear it. Look at Naz. And that's why I respect Naz. Yeah? I respect Naz. Why? Naz knew he finished. Do you understand that? He knew that guy finished him, a Mexican one. And he knew, whether it's about his pride or for whatever reason, he did the fans a favour. Because really, most people were left with Naz wanting a bit more. Because he left when he was finished. That's how he's supposed to feel. You know what? I ain't really got this anymore. You know what? The Mexican guy showed me what being tough is. I ain't really fancy that one. Now, to be fair, Naz was half tough against Kevin Kelly, but all due respect, Kevin Kelly was a certain level kind of thing, one of them ones. But Naz, even if you say Naz was a tough fighter, I respect him for knowing when he had enough. I haven't got this anymore. Or I don't want to go there. I don't want to push myself to that dark place. And he left. And again, most people wouldn't have minded seeing Naz carry on some more. But that's the whole thing. AJ's the opposite of Naz. About 3 fights ago, I was tired of seeing the guy. Do you understand? Really, AJ should have left after the Ruiz fight. One of them ones. Yeah? Lost to Ruiz, taken the rematch, and then beaten Pulev. And then left and said, you know what? I've got to win. I've got my Ruiz loss back. And I beat Pulev by a stoppage. I've had enough now. You know, I ain't really got this anymore. Because it was clear, let's be real, people. It was clear from the Pulev fight, he ain't got it. He ain't got that about him anymore. Yeah? AJ's become big for nothing. That's the bottom line in the ring, people. It's almost a crime against sport to be 6'6" and 250 pounds. And seeing what I saw against Pulev. AJ put him down, I think it was in the 2nd round. And it took him 8 rounds of with his arse flapping. Big buff guy as well, like wow. You know what I mean? I didn't know they made him like that anymore. Do you know what I mean? Just big buff. Like Jack Johnson was buff, yeah. Handle his business. 100%. Against the odds as well. Against all the Italian dudes who be doing way too much behind the scenes. Handle his business. That's what he's supposed to do. And these guys are even buffer as well. Like, what are they putting in the water? These GMOs, man. Damn. Do you know? Jack Johnson would be like a middleweight these times. You know, one's there. These big buff individuals. Big for nothing, essentially. I hate to say it, but it's the bottom line. As far as boxing is concerned, listen. YB, he's not big for nothing because he can bench and he can... Listen, I'll tell you now. If AJ went into what do they call it? Weightlifting. Or not weightlifting, sorry. Bodybuilding. Whew, yeah, he'll be big for something there. But that's what you need to focus on. Yeah, focus pumping your biceps up in the gym. With a bunch of man. Pause. Focus on pumping your biceps up. Focus on pumping your chest up. And just leave the ring alone. Yeah, because in the ring you are big for nothing. That's the bottom line. And people say things like, oh, but YB, you know, AJ did this against... Yeah, but he's still winning. You don't understand. Most average people don't understand. Or most people in sport... most people who watch sport don't understand. Because they've never really done it. But I'm telling you now, the reason AJ's winning these fights, these guys are like genetic gods, if that makes sense. And that's why it's such a tragedy. Yeah? I mean, for example, look at Ngannou. Look at Ngannou versus Stipe. That's what you call a normal man versus a genetic freak. Just sent him to Mars. Yeah, Stipe thought he was having some success and got his head nearly half took off. And Stipe was the big daddy at the time. Do you understand where I'm going with this? Yeah, that's normal man versus Anunnaki super alien DNA. That's the bottom line, and that's why it's a travesty. This AJ isn't an overachiever. If that makes sense. We've seen people who ain't really got the order. Let me think of an example of fighters who don't have great they don't have great gifts, but you know what I mean, they made it work how they could. They don't have great speed, don't have great power, but they try and find a way. I'd probably say someone like Carl Froch, for example. Do you understand that? Carl Froch didn't have all the technique and didn't have all the physical gifts. What he did have was a head that he hadn't lost. AJ, he got everything, and his head's gone. Yeah, he's big for nothing. The gods are shaking their heads every day. Like, what are we done that for? We could have given that to someone who could have half used it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's got a blow in it. So don't tell me about, but he beat Franklin on points. Like, that's not what he's supposed to be doing. Do you understand that? You're being blessed. It's a bit like, my sport was swimming, yeah? It's a bit like Michael Phelps. Just making the final in the Olympics. And in fact, he kind of fell off at one point and was doing that in some events. But you know what I mean? It's just that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You've been given the gifts. Now, a lot of these guys, man, they get gassed and think, oh, I'm working hard. Listen, trust me. There's been a whole bunch of people who don't have your gifts who worked hard too. You know what I mean? It's one of them ones. Like, working hard gets you to a certain level. But you got to have that pizzazz. You got to have that alien DNA to, I mean, do you know what I mean? To if it's just about working hard, people lie to themselves, man. Telling people, oh, you just got to work hard. That's what you tell kids. Tell your 5-year-old kids that. Lie to them, 100%. It's got to work hard. Cap. Big Cap, for example, yeah. Do you not think... Look at Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt, apparently, from what I've heard, he was lazy, man. Usain Bolt was lazy. He turned up once every now and then for training, and I don't think it was that bad, but I've seen... I mean, look into it yourselves. Usain Bolt, he was lazy. Yeah, he alien. You get that now? These alien guys, they just be doing it. Yeah, some aliens train. I mean, look at John Jones, another example. John Jones, he cane in the sniff. He hides under the gym from the Tesla. He doing all the bits, and he's like 34 and coming there and just top dude. And Ngannou was going life and death with the guy, rolling on the floor with him. John to come in top dude. Or even DC. DC's another example. DC, I'd say, is the opposite of John Jones. DC don't have no gift. Yeah? He's just a soft, big dude who work hard. That's what DC may remind me of. John Jones is the alien. And you saw what happened. Alien versus hard work. Yeah? John told DC, I've been sniffing. I've been caning the drink. I've been caning the sniff. And I still knocked your head off. I still kicked your head off. And that's what not broke Cormier. I got a lot of time for Cormier. But Cormier is what it's like to be kind of normal. You work hard and you still get your head kicked off. Yeah? So stop telling people, oh, you just got to work hard. It's lies. It's lies, people. Work hard will get you to a certain level. Yeah? Work hard will get your head kicked off by the alien. That's what that will do. That's the bottom line. Anyone tell you anything else is lying to you. Big facts. Yeah? So, well, Stipe, working hard at the fire station will get your head will get your head uppercutted off by the alien. That's just how it goes. Now, the interesting one is when you got two aliens in there. Yeah? Spence and Crawford. You know what I mean? Wow. Yeah, John Jones and Ngannou. Wow. Alien versus alien. That's when it gets interesting. But AJ, anyway, we've lost. Yeah, AJ finished, man. AJ was supposed to be an alien, but he lost his head. Yeah. End of the day, he didn't want to. He didn't want to go there. He's essentially afraid. He's afraid of. AJ's afraid to be great. Bottom line. Yeah, he don't want to get caught with a big shot. He don't want to get knocked out, and that's why I respect Wilder. Yeah, Wilder got smoked by Pillar Fist, but he went out being true to himself. He dared to be great. He dared to have a go. And he wasn't good enough. That's how it goes sometimes. Do you know what I mean? That's how it's supposed to go. You're not supposed to be scared of daring to be great. Like AJ is. You know, what was stopping AJ saying, you know what, let me have a go on Franklin. You know what I mean? Better yet, let me have a go on Usyk. Let me have a go on the guy who's 50 pounds lighter than me. Yeah? Anyway, the guy finished, man. OIB, stay hating. He finished. 100%. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and leg off the bell 100%.